Welcome to CrossPlatform podcast, where we discuss how to solve productivity problems. I'm Augusto Pinaud.
And I'm Art Gelwicks.
Good. You did not change your name since
No,
for
I've
a
I've
second.
kept I've been consistent. I've only had to check my driver's license twice to get it right.
And
So
today we are talking about the tip of the week. So, this new section, what we are going to try is to share with you some of the things that we use. That's the only requirement we have. It's not about cool things, it's about things that we use in our regular life. And today we are going to start talking, for me, about Apple Notes. And Apple Notes, it's a really interesting piece of software because when it came in the initial iPhone, it was completely useless. Okay, it was the equivalent of a notepad. It was yellow as a notepad, and you could not index, search. I mean, it was awful.
mhm.
But from that point to where we are now on iOS 15, that thing has changed incredibly. So we wanted to make sure that we share some of the things. So I put a link to an article in the show notes from PC Magazine. There are 13 things that you can do. I'm just going to share the two or three that I really use. One is the attachments. Sometimes I can attach things in there and throw things on the notes, and it's like, okay, where it is. I can click, okay, show me all the attachments, and it will give you all the scans, all the documents, all the photos and videos, really into that in 2 seconds. The other thing that I think schools, you can now create folders. So I have folders. That's Notes is my primary storage place. So I have folders. There's a folder for cross-platform, and everything gets dumped in there. So that way, you can also do organization. So you can sort your folders. You can do notes inside of those folders. You can even share notes as folder and as well as folders. You can sort those notes inside of a folder. Um, so it is really, really powerful. One of the things that I do is when we are going to travel, I have a list of the things the kids need to pack, and now they're getting older. So now I can go to the list and share with them the list and walk
There you
away.
go.
So and they can put things on the list. So we are planning things. It's cool. You can tag. You can use tags if you are, the kind of people who love tags. And the other thing you can do is that is really useful is you can create a smart folders. So if you are using tagging, you can say, okay, let me create a smart folder who will have all these tags so that even if they are on different places, they will come. So I have a tag called credentials, okay, and there are certain things that are there. And I will be able to go to that folder where
Mhm.
now pull all the different servers more than anything that are in there. So you can send a copy via text or via email of any of the things you have in there. You will be able to create um, checklists. You will be able to change the text formatting, scan pictures. And if that is not enough, you can use the Apple Pencil.
There you
So
go.
you will be able to not only write and let the the iPad to convert into typing, or you can just use and leave your handwriting, and it will recognize pretty decently
hmm
your handwriting.
I think
And
that's
that
great.
is as fast as I can go. Apple Notes, but again, Apple Notes was one of those things that iPhone and iPad users were like,
Mhm.
now you can share them into the Macs. They are on iCloud. So
Mhm.
you can access to these notes almost anywhere that make it a really, really powerful tool.
Yeah, I know my wife uses Apple Notes all the time, and she's got functionality. I look at it like that's not bad. That's more than I would expect from the free on the device application
Yeah.
that you haven't had to go and subscribe to or anything else. Okay, I have two tips here, and as I mentioned earlier during the episode talking about how we're doing this year, uh, I want to focus on things that have solved problems for me and helped me address specific problems
Mhm.
that I've encountered. So the first one has to deal with vaccine cards. Now, there's a lot of places that are starting to require that you provide your vaccine card before you can go in. Philadelphia has done that. I do
And New
not
York
expect
has
that.
done that too.
Yeah, I do not expect that to change anytime soon. I think we're actually going to see more of that than less.
Mhm.
So being able to have that with you, carrying the physical card's just impractical. After a while, it's going to go, dog-eared and everything else. So one of the things that I've seen is a lot of people will say, "Oh, I can put it in my Apple Wallet. I can put it up in LastPass. I can put it in wherever." I've struggled with that a little bit, actually. I went through the effort and I put mine up into LastPass, and honestly, LastPass doesn't handle images all that well, but it's up there, it's secured, and it's encrypted. But when I needed to use it and I needed to pull it out for a restaurant, it was cumbersome. I had to go through and log into LastPass and pull it was just a pain in the neck. And I realized that most of our devices, I know Apple has it, I know Samsung, most devices have secure encrypted on device storage available to them. I'm like,
Mhm.
that's the tip right there. Use the storage that's on the device. As long as it's encrypted, for example, on Samsung, it's the secure folder. I'm not sure exactly what it would be on Apple, but I'm sure it's
You
similar.
can secure them on the notes. Talking about again the
Okay,
notes, you can scan the picture and you can password protect that note or that
perfect.
folder.
That's the type of thing where I know some people have tried to do the alternative, just taking it and keeping it in their photo gallery and all. No, that's the kind of thing that really should be protected on your device in case your device disappears. But take advantage of that secured folder to put those kinds of information in your pocket and have it handy when you need it. It's off the cloud. It can be backed up to the cloud. That's fine, but it doesn't have to be recalled from the cloud when you need it on demand. And that, to me, solved a bunch of my problems. I now feel very comfortable knowing this stuff is there. It's encrypted, it's secured, it's protected, and it's also at my fingertips whenever I need it. I know I'm not going to fumble and feel like I'm in an awkward situation trying to get something to present to somebody.
Yeah.
So I've started to put a lot of different things in there in that structure because it's going to be much more useful for me. So that's the first tip I have. The second one has to do with a application that both you and I love, Augusto, which is Todoist. And during our segment that we talk about digital decluttering this week, I'm going to talk a lot about Todoist and what I'm doing with Todoist. But one of the problems I had with it was as I started working through entering new tasks into the system, ran into this problem of I want to put in a task that's for 3 weeks from now or 5 weeks from now. Well, that means I got to go dig out a calendar and look at 5 weeks and find the date. Todoist doesn't require that. Todoist's natural language engine is so good that I can say, um, register the car 5 weeks from now and literally just type in 5 weeks from now and it will figure it out and it will put the reminder in for me. And to me, that was a game changer. I didn't realize how smart their natural language engine had gotten. I've used it for ages, used it for today at 3 p.m. or tomorrow at 7 p.m. or
You
next
can
week.
even tell them, I want you to remind me weekly in 3 weeks. And
Exactly.
it will do in 3 weeks. And then after that, we'll make a weekly reminder. It's
It
awesome.
is extremely good at providing that natural interpretation of time, which so many task managers struggle with. I mean, you look at big applications like Notion and that sort, they just, a reminder is just a mark on a clock. This Todoist is really understanding how that time relationship functions with when things have to occur and especially repeating and recurring events. The bonus tip for this is if you have a Wear OS watch and you are using Todoist, load the app. I've started using the Todoist app on my Samsung Galaxy Watch. It's amazing. It's not the best designed app, but the fact that I can scroll through my task list, tap things off, and add things to my task list from my watch immediately goes to the whole capture process. It's a big thing. So to go back to the original tip, future dates in Todoist, use the natural language engine,
Mm-hmm.
let it figure it out. You may have to do a little reading to get the syntax down properly, get comfortable with
Yeah,
it. There is a right way and a wrong way to phrase things,
but
but
it's super
it's not hard.
powerful.
Yeah, it's not hard. It's no different than you would tell somebody else. So those are our tips for the week. I think that'll help people get started. If there are applications or tools or something that you want tips for, that you want us to look into, let us know, reach out to us. Otherwise, we're going to be looking at the things that we use all the time and practical pieces of advice and sharing them on a weekly basis.
Yep. And with this, we have come to the end of the show. Follow us where you like to listen podcasts, like us or subscribe to us and leave us a review. You can also interact with us at personalproductivity.club. We have a channel there for CrossPlatform. We are Augusto Pinaud and Art Gelwicks. See you next time from your favorite device.